Now then, people, and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. It's your boy, Just Joe, and I am bringing you your latest Leeds United update. Of course, as you can see, I'm dressed to impress, yeah? I'm about to go to Ed Sheeran and then jet set off to Spain. Joking aside, that is actually happening. So fresh and so clean. But some news is brought today. As is always, dedicated to the cause, wanted to discuss that with you first of all, right? So before I do what I'm due to do, we're going to give you a quick update. We are going to be discussing Kalvin Phillips and, of course, Raphinha, okay? Maybe a little bit of Castellanos. I'm not too sure. We'll see. But what I am going to do, first of all, is just give you a quick update on the Leeds United squad. Now, before we do, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and, of course, hit that notification bell. So, apparently, word is on the grapevine that Jesse Marsch is going to give Poveda, Leif Davis and Helder Costa a chance to shine during pre-season and maybe a route back in to the Leeds United first team. I'll help you out now, and I hate to do this. Costa, not going to happen. Jury's been out on Poveda ever since I've seen him play. That's just my opinion. That's what you come for. You come for my opinion. You might disagree. I don't think Poveda's going to cut the mustard. But what I will say is let's give Leif Davis an opportunity because we only have one left back. I believe the club aren't opting to secure another left-back. Maybe Victor and co think that Leif can do a job. Maybe with the signing of Rasmus Christensen and, of course, Alien Dallas, all these players to come back, they feel that over the course of the season, if Firpo stays fit, we'll have enough to cover just in case. But if Firpo gets injured, then, of course, there's issues there, right? But I'm led to believe that the club are just looking to acquire a midfielder, a striker, and potentially an experienced goalkeeper to challenge Ilya Melia. And there's loads out there. There's loads of them, so I can understand why we would move for that. We need a midfielder, of course we do. And, of course, we need cover up top as well. But let's believe, really, although as fans want another left-back to come in, I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's happening, folks. It's quite strange that we've opted for Christensen. Well, it's not, because it's a good deal and he looks like a great prospect, and I believe he will become a cult hero at Leeds United. But we've got Cody Drama there, right? We've got Alien, etc. We only have Firpo as a proper recognised left-back. So it's strange that we have just gone to right, but they obviously, we know what Victor's like. We know what Victor's like with his, little, projects. Yeah, his little projects. He's sold on Firpo. Firpo's here to stay. But that's just a quick update on all that sort of stuff. We're now going to get into the juicy bits. There's two juicy bits today. First of all, Kalvin Phillips and, of course, your man, Raphinha. Which one of them is going to go? Will they both go? Will one go? Will neither go? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But apparently, Manchester City this evening are readying a bid for Kalvin Phillips. Listen, you know my thoughts on it, yeah? I've swung this way and that way. I've been up and down like a yo-yo. I thought before the season end, he gives us 1 year. I see the last game against Brighton. I think he's done. I then hear some bits while I'm on this charity walk. He's staying. Then Man City is still persisting with a bid. What makes me get a little bit worried is the fact that they're on England duty. He's got some friends that are in that Man City setup, maybe having little words. Then all of a sudden we hear that they're ready in a bid. I don't know. I mean, why wouldn't you be interested, right? By all accounts, yeah, he's happy to stay at Leeds United. He's let Radrazani and co know that, right? He's had a change of agent, which we're aware of. We're waiting for that to get sorted out. But we understand Kalvin, wants to stay. Of course, he's a home bird, all that sort of stuff, right? But, of course, a move to the Etihad does appeal to him. Why wouldn't it? You know what I mean? You're going to work under the best coach in world football. You're going to win titles. You're going to play in Champions Leagues. You're going to play with the best players in world football. Leeds to Manchester ain't that far. Do you know what I mean? Let's be totally honest. So it's one that's going to rumble on, just like the Raphinha one as well. The articles that are getting reported are saying that Leeds United won't be able to match any offer for Phillips. I hope that's not the case. I hope we do pay him what he's worth. Of course, City have cash money, and it's going to be difficult to match them. But City aren't in a position anymore where they get priced out of deals. We know before they've been in situations, they're not getting involved in bidding wars. We're like Fred, who went to Man United, Maguire, who went to Man United. I swear they just do that to take the mick, to be fair, but they don't enter them bidding wars anymore. We're led to believe that they were interested in Declan Rice, of course. Why wouldn't you be? But they're not intent on meeting, world record or British record fee for a West Ham player. Because that's what it'll be for a player of Declan's ability. And then after him, it'll probably be your man Jude Bellingham. But City aren't in that sort of ballpark, even though they could, right? They could enter into a bidding war with Man United's, with Chelsea's, with PSG's, whatever. But they're not about that anymore. It seems to me they do their business a little bit more savvy. Okay, you might say, well, Jack Grealish, 100 million, etc. But that guy's a generational talent. And I know people would disagree, and I've had it on social media, but he will go on to prove his doubters wrong next season. I'm fairly certain of it. And of course, we know that City are looking to replace departing captain Fernandinho. He's going back to Brazil, and they're looking at Leeds United and Kalvin Phillips and say we can make that happen. Of course, they were confident, much like Barcelona with Raphinha, if Leeds United were going to go down. And I think we could all sit here and say, yeah, that was definitely going to happen. But the fact that Leeds United have stayed up, the ball's in our court, if you like. But it's the fact that they're ready in a bid. What will that bid look like? I'm not sure. Like if Leeds United has been steadfast like they are with Raphinha and saying we want 60 to 70 million, I want the same. I want the same for Kalvin. But the difference is with Declan is where they are at in stage of their career. Declan's still very young. You know, Kalvin, 26, 60 to 70 million is about right. You know what I mean? And that's not that much for City. You know, so it'll be interesting to see if they do come with a bid, what that bid will look like and how much it will be for. You know, but I'm pretty confident in the fact that he wants to stay and will stay as long as Leeds United aren't stupid. They may need to cash in on one of their better players. They may need to. Leeds United are doing their business, which I believe they will have done anyway, i.e. signing Aronson, signing Christensen, regardless of player sales, right? Regardless of player sales, they have enough money in the coffers to pay for that. It's whether or not, you know, if we're needing to go for these other players, whether that needs to be funded by a player sale. And then we have to discuss which one we're willing to lose. And I know a lot of people have been doing that. I know Josh Hobbs at All Stats, and we had a chat about it on social media. I know Connor at One Leeds was chatting about it on social media as to if we were in a position where we have to move one of them on, that actually Kalvin would be the easier one to replace than Raphinha. Because Raphinha's creativity, his output, his numbers is so hard to replace in a Premier League side. Whereas Kalvin, and look, I have to agree in the sense that Kalvin, I don't think we should be losing Kalvin personally. Let me just put that out there. My head's at, look, yes, Raphinha is a creative force, but he's a winger. We're not going to be playing with width. That's just where my head's at. But I also understand the flip side of it that says a player in a double pivot is much easier to replace than a player that gives you what Raphinha gives you. You know what I mean? And that won't go down with a lot of fans, especially if you're saying you would rather KP move on as opposed to Raphinha. I'm not one of them. People are saying that, and that's their prerogative. But I think it's a worthwhile discussion to have as to which one is actually easier to replace and which one would be willing to move on. Because what we have to look at, yeah, of course, we understand City may table a bid, and this will rumble on. This will rumble on throughout the summer until the final bell on deadline day rings, right? We'll have to wait and see. But one thing that I expected to be done quicker is, of course, the move for Raphinha to Barcelona. And Phil Hay has done a great article, that I advise you to check out on The Athletic about whether or not Raphinha can actually move to Barcelona, in the fact that, as everyone tells me in the comments, they do not have the money. They do not have the money to fund the deal. So I've done a little bit of digging, all right? Just to see what the actual issues are. And we know that Leeds United's survival in the Premier League means that Leeds United hold the cards. Yeah, they want 60 to 70 million for Raphinha. Raphinha has 2 years left on his deal. Of course, Leeds United need to be conscious that if he stays for a further year and doesn't sign a new deal, which I don't think he will, that value will decrease. That value will decrease. And maybe Barcelona might look at it and say, okay, another year, we'll go again. Okay, but then Leeds United might be forced into saying, right, Raphinha, you need to find another option, pal, because we're not willing to make this loss. You know what I mean? Because the way Barcelona, their current setup, they have debts of more than £1 billion. They've got strict controls on their recruitment and expenditure. And look, they've already agreed to sign free agents, Christensen from Chelsea, Kessie from AC Milan, and they're their players, but they haven't even had the space to be able to register them due to the salary cap. You know, so before Barcelona can complete any more signings, they need to fill up that money pot, right? They need to fill it up. And there are several ways they could do that. And they're looking at that. They're selling future, TV rights, entering into the La Liga's controversial CVC deal around, broadcasting rights around the world. And look, if they were to do that, because they have their own like TV and stuff at the minute, of course they do. It's Barcelona, right? It's a massive, massive like football world elite club, like the Real Madrids, like, dare we say it, the Manchester Uniteds of the world. You know what I mean? And if they were to do that and enter into these deals, estimates set that the potential earnings from that are more than 650 million, which is a lot of money, right? I think the thing is, people are saying they're skint, that's it. There is a reason why Barcelona are still sounding out players, right? There's a reason they want to sign Lewandowski and he doesn't want to sign a new deal. There is a reason they've been speaking to Raphinha. They're looking at Bernardo Silva. They're looking at Jules Koundé, Marcos Alonso, Cesar Azpilicueta. They're looking at these players because they believe that they can get deals done. But of course, it's not just as easy as once where they would just go, there's the money, we're having them. You know what I mean? Let's not forget as well, Barcelona, in terms of, increasing that cash flow that they've got, they have a lot of players that they can move on. You've got Neto, you've got Dest, Umtiti, Longley. You've even got the likes of Memphis Depay, Trincao, Braithwaite, who can forget him at Borough? Pjanic, Ricky P. There's a number of players. I mean, I believe De Jong has been linked to Manchester United as well, Frankie de Jong. So that's going to bring in a lot of cash. Of course, that'll get eaten a lot by, the debts that they owe that sit at over £1 billion. But there's a reason that they're still making moves. And the key date in this, right, there will be a clearer picture of what's going to happen during the summer for Barcelona on the 16th of June, right? And that is because they have an emergency general meeting on that day, okay? On that date, they have a meeting, and then a further 2 weeks after that is the end of their financial year. And let's not be like daft here. We know there's some dodgy stuff goes down in football, so don't pretend or think that there won't be some little shady moves here and there that mean that their reporting looks a lot more different than it actually should, and then they can start throwing cash around again. Because I repeat, there would be no point in them reaching out to players like your Lewandowski's, Raphinha's, Bernardo Silva's, etc., if they didn't feel that they could get these deals done, right? The thing is as well, like, what this means for Barcelona is that their squad for this coming season, it's unlikely to be finalised until very late in the summer window, right? And that's the thing with the Raphinha deal. When this could go all the way till the end. Look, I want to know, like, for me, I do like a little flutter. If I'm a betting man, I say that by the start of the season or by the end of the window, Raphinha is a Barcelona player. Because I believe his fee is actually, I mean, a lot of the players they're bringing in a free, Lewandowski even, very, very cheap. Really, Raphinha, in comparison to what they're used to spending 60 to 70 million, is relatively cheap for them. And I believe he will become a Barcelona player. It's just going to rumble on. And what that then does is obviously makes Leeds fans much more confident in the fact that he may stay. And hopefully he does. Imagine a season where we start again and we still have Raphinha, we still have Kalvin. We then add in an Aronson, for example, a Christensen, better quality, better depth in the squad. It'd be amazing. But look, I want to know your thoughts. But for me, betting, I say Raphinha still goes to Barcelona. I do. I think Kalvin stays. I'd be gutted if they both went. I hope that doesn't happen. Maybe they both stay. Who knows? That is going to be the question, but it is going to be something that will just rumble on and rumble on and rumble on. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. I hope you enjoy these next few days without me. As I said, there is plenty more content creators out there for you to enjoy. I'll be back on Wednesday, so keep it locked. I'll keep your eyes peeled for any videos dropping, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. We do.